Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Laura Bakewell and here we bake things pretty well. Today we're going to be making churros together, so let's get started. First thing that you want to start doing is inside of a saucepan, we're going to add 1 cup of water, 2.5 tablespoons of granulated sugar. We're going to add 2 tablespoons of vegetable oil. And then along with that granulated sugar, I did have a 1/2 teaspoon of salt. So that's in here too. So now let's go ahead and get this over on the stove, medium heat, and we're just going to bring this to a boil. So while I'm bringing that to a boil, I do have some vegetable oil inside of a pot over here, and I'm bringing the temperature up to 375 because we're going to be frying these, and that's the temperature that you want to be frying them at. And then inside of this bowl, I kind of have a shallow bowl, and I have a 1/2 cup of granulated sugar, and I'm just going to add about a teaspoon of cinnamon. And then I'm just going to use a fork just to mix that together. So churros are really super simple to make. They seem really difficult whenever you think about it, but honestly, putting that stuff on the stove, warming it up, and then adding the flour, it's just like making a choux pastry, kind of. Except for a choux pastry kind of has eggs and stuff in it. This does not. So once you get like all your ingredients together, which it's not really a whole lot of ingredients either. So once you get all that together, get that on the stove, it comes together really quickly and really easily. So now that I have my cinnamon sugar ready to go, I'm going to get a pastry bag and a tip for the churros. All right, so here I just have a star tip. It is the Wilton 2D. And I'm going to put that into my pastry bag. And you can really make these as big or as small as you want. It's kind of up to you. You don't have to use the Wilton's 2D. You can use a different star tip if you wanted to. You could just use a round tip if you wanted to. This will just give it those nice ridges. So all that cinnamon sugar has a place to kind of sit. So whenever you get a bite, it's a nice delicious bite of that cinnamon sugar with that nice fried dough. My wet ingredients have just come off the stove. They were boiling. Just gonna give it a quick little mix. And now to this, I'm gonna go ahead and add 1 cup of all-purpose flour. And we're gonna mix that together. And it is gonna become like a thick dough. It's going to kind of look like mashed potatoes. Just want to make sure you get all that flour mixed in there. You could try using a whisk if you wanted to. It just gets a little hard to whisk once it gets really thick. Just making sure there's absolutely no clumps of flour left. All right, and there you go. That is our churro dough. So it's super thick. It's like really thick mashed potatoes. Everything's all nice and mixed in. Now I'm just gonna let this sit for a minute before I add it into my pastry bag. because it is very hot and I do have to handle this with my hands, it has to cool. Whether it's in a pastry bag or not is not going to make a difference because the pastry bag is very thin. So let that cool. All right, so this has cooled down quite a bit where I feel like I'm perfectly fine touching it. So I'm going to go ahead and put this dough right in to our piping bag. And please, like with this, you want one of those really thick piping bags. Like if you get one of those super cheap thin ones, it's going to bust and you're going to have to put it in a different piping bag. So just be aware of that. All right, so we are looking good here. We have our oil ready. Let's go ahead and bring you over here. I'm gonna get a pair of tongs. And you don't want to squeeze from up here. You want to kind of put your hand halfway. And I like to just turn it. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and start squeezing this in. You can make them as long as you want. I have scissors to cut it up here so that whenever it is as long as I want, I can just snip it. We're gonna go ahead and start squeezing. I'm gonna do a couple of those. You don't want to do too many because you don't want to overcrowd your oil. And they really shouldn't take long to fry either. So make sure that these are being flipped around. And then I do have a plate with some paper towel down over here so that I can have a place to drain them. All right, so these are ready to go. Just put them over here and let them drain. All right, so while we're frying some more, I'm gonna go ahead and take these that I have over here, and I have my cinnamon sugar. I'm just gonna take it and roll it just to coat them in that powder, in that sugar. There you go. Yummy, 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 yum. Okay, so I still have a couple going back there, but I'm just going to go ahead and put these right into my little serving dish. Just like that. Perfect. Let's see one. Now that is a perfect churro. Yummy. I'm going to go ahead and finish frying these. But from here, thank you for joining me in the kitchen today, guys. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe down below. And I will see you again next time. Bye.